Welcome back to another Mobile Centrics Tips and Tricks, where I show you either a product or a repair. My name is Derek, and today I'm going to be showing you this Display IC Reballing Platform. Let's get into the video. Let's open it up and take a look. Inside, we've got the base itself with a huge magnet, the Display IC holder that lines up here right there inside, and this little bag here that has the stencil and a couple little spreaders for the solder paste. In the example we're going to use today, I've got an iPhone 12 Pro Max display where we're going to pull off this IC and I'm going to show you reballing it with the stencil and some tips and tricks along the way. I'm going to start by isolating the flex cable from the back of the display. Slide a thin prying tool in there and add some isopropyl alcohol to help kind of loosen up any grip that it might have, so that I can take something like a razor blade or some other flat piece of metal and gently push it under the IC there, isolating it a little bit from the display. And for the actual procedure, I'm going to be using this little chisel blade and this flexible tip to slide under the chip and to remove the underfill in a very strategic way, as I'll demonstrate here in a second. Alright, so I'm going to carefully go along the border here and scrape off the underfill using a little bit of hot air. Got my temperature fairly low, and I grabbed a little bit of a paint there, but I don't really care about this display. And there we go, all the edges cleaned up, that easy. Now I'm just going to up the temperature a little bit and feel for when this wants to slide in, and it will start to kind of feel like it's sliding in, and then you know that you can just push on through like this and twist it and pop. Comes right off. Now let's go ahead and clamp this up here in this holder, add some flux, and I'm gonna start to wick away the old solder and at the same time remove any of the old underfill. And now I'm going to add some 138 solder paste to help freshen up some of those gray pads. Make sure we get nice good contact when we go to reball it. Now we'll wick off all of that solder. Get nice and flat there. Take a clean room wipe and some isopropyl alcohol and my brush here, and we're going to scrub out off that burnt flux and get it nice and clean. Go add some more isopropyl alcohol and get all the little last bit of grime off there. Alright, now that we have our IC off and prepped for new solder balls, we'll take out our stencil, place it in the corresponding slot, line up the stencil itself, and get one of these to reball it, and let's take it under the microscope. Alright, I'm going to take some 138 solder paste. We don't need to go any higher than that temperature. And I'm going to spread that out gently over the stencil, smearing it into each one of those holes as evenly as possible. Scrape off any of the excess. Come back with a microfiber cloth, and I'm going to remove any of the excess and also kind of suck up the flux. Take some tweezers here, even though I probably don't need to because of the magnet, but I'm going to hold down the stencil while heating it up and watching those balls flow. Pull off the stencil. Let's refloat them one more time. And admire how beautiful that looks. And there we go, perfectly reballed, ready to go on a new display. Having a kit like this will definitely help you reball the IC for the displays. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, or if there's something you want to see in a future video, let me know. Thanks a ton for watching, we'll see you in the next video.